All right, welcome to Jack Dodson'S Racing Insider News. We're the Pick on Jack show tonight, right?
Yes.
Why does it you agree with everything he says?
She's a smart young kid, Jack.
I've been always talking nice about you. I'm gonna stop that.
All right, let's. We got to thank our marketing partners. We got to thank GAC, Great American Company. I thank Papa John's for always providing us pizza every week. Now the delivery guy does pretty well now. Yeah. Factory Canopies and Fluid Logic. Man, if you need like chairs, the car cover, those 10 by 20 tents for your car, they can custom make all that stuff. And I think it's a lifetime warranty on the frame, if I'm not mistaken. Or they'll sell it. They have all the pieces. If you have one that gets bent or whatever, they have the pieces to fix it or replace it instead of having to buy another whole tent. VA 811. Slinger Speed, if you want some hero cards, I see. Riley's got some here. We check it out. If you want some hero cards, Tim Brown will fix you up. Over at Slinger Speed, the show is presented by Gen X Motorsports Driver Development and Race Rental Program. Those guys seem to do fairly well up at Dominion, I think. I think Black Acid Racing Apparel. If you need a shirt, 10 shirts, got to think. I mean, they got these crew shirts. They did these for us. These are pretty nice. And got to thank those guys for stepping up on the sponsorship package that we have set up for next year. They're going to donate 2 custom fire suits for the 2 drivers that are gets picked. So you got to thank those guys for stepping up.
When we get finished, we'll talk about. We got some new additions to that we want to talk about.
MPM Marketing, Mayhem Management. Got to thank Aaron for doing a lot of graphics and all that stuff in the background for us. It really does make a difference, and it's a big help. Bondurant Brothers Distillery. Langley Speedway, man. I can't say enough about Langley Speedway making this our home. And then, this is kind of our lives on Saturdays. Performance Plus Motor Oil. Safety Clean. Let's see, GRIER. I got the wrong one.
That's wrong.
Oh, well, let's keep on getting it then. We'll skip that for now. Turn 2 Synthetics. I think WALTRIP Pressure Washing Solutions are our 2023 Truck Series champ. Pepsi and Mountain Dew is kind of mine and Jack's drink of choice. Got to thank them for providing drinks for us on Tuesdays. Southampton Motor Speedway. Go out to the country show and let me know how Jack does. Jack's emceeing the country show at Southampton Motor Speedway, not this weekend, but next weekend.
The 21st.
The 21st.
They got
we'll see if they still have if they're still even open after that.
It's going to be some good country music. Joey Sickleton and the Gamblers. And Chad Sayer and Brett Kearns are going to be there. But
no relation to Justin Kern.
Kearns.
Oh, no, different.
Also going to have Miss Franklin, Southampton County is going to be there. She's going to be there for the show, and they got this awesome MC. They got this awesome.
We'll see. Question mark on the awesome.
They got an awesome MC. So they reached out to me.
I know you didn't beg for the job.
I didn't beg at all.
You begged.
I kind of did, but
that's not for public knowledge.
So we ain't gonna tell nobody.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell nobody. Jack asked for the job. GAITA graphics, screen printing, digital printing, and whatever that other word is. I got to thank Sammy for doing a few things for us. Sammy GAITA, GAITA graphics, our 2023 Super Street champion, and we could probably call him Joey Chipwood too, because I mean he did go up in the air and land on 2 wheels and then landed on all 4 on the backstretch next to last race.
Well, yeah, you could.
Yeah, that's what we should. Yeah, we're gonna nickname him that. GRIER and Associates with Mean Dean Automotive, and where's it at, Jack?
That place down in Carolina, right across the line.
Moyacht.
Yeah, that's it.
And
you know about Moyacht?
Not much.
Okay.
he probably knows how to say it correctly. And a highlight of our sponsorship opportunity for 2024. Submit some videos, like all of our stuff. We're going to give $1,500 away to 2 different drivers this year. A full custom race suit provided by Black Ass Racing Apparel. And then what else we got there, Jack?
Well, JC Hayden Concepts has come on board with us, who also offer 6 custom embroidered hats, 1 polo embroidered shirt, and 1 embroidered crew neck sweatshirt for each one of the winners. So that's
okay.
And then Erin Goodman has come along and said she is going to do some digital stuff, like she does for us. She's going to do some for these drivers. I think it's 10 for the season. She's going to give them 10 each for the season. So that's a pretty good deal. It's getting bigger and bigger as we go along.
It is, and I can't wait to do it, and I'm kind of excited to kind of start working on maybe 2025 on that deal, because I think it's going to be bigger and better. We got so many people that's been interested in it to do so. What's up, Rodney Davis? What's up, Sean? I told Sean we need to get him on the show.
Sean Scoble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get him on here because
Miss Aaron.
Them boys last week kind of put him down a lot. So
I know. I went over to him before the race started. I said, "Look, you said you ain't gonna let these boys show you up. Don't be easy on him this week." He just kind of laughed. Said, "I'll see what I can do." But he did he finish? He didn't even make a lap.
Okay, Garrett says it's 10 race day graphics designed based on your brand and hero car design. So for each driver, so that's a pretty cool deal.
And thank you, Aaron.
All right, let's do some news real quick before we get to.
Yeah, Andrew, we had just read that before, but we didn't announce it here yet.
All right, Cup winner this past weekend, AJ Allmendinger got the win. The Xfinity winner was Sam Mayer. The Toledo ARCA race was won by William Sawalich. Jesse Love is the champion in the ARCA series this year. At Sobo, the Cars Tour race, Deke McCaskill got the win. Lane Riggs was second, Bobby McCarty third, Brendan Queen fourth, and Carson Quapple fifth. In the Pro Late models, Nick Loden got the win, Cole Butcher, Caden Quapple, Austin McDonald, and Ryan Moore. Down at Tri-County Speedway, the Smart Mods, Bobby Labonte got the win, followed by Bobby Meisner Jr., Brian Lofton, Jake Crum, and Burt Myers. Looks like Burt will be the champion this coming year. At Dixieland Speedway this past weekend, the All-Star winner was Larry Jackson. The Sportsman winner, William Pritchard. Stock 4s, Rylan Lindsay. Super 4s, Ricky Waters. And Super Street, Justin Kidd. Here at Langley Speedway, championship night number 2. The late model winner was my buddy Woody Howard. I mean, that was a pretty big win for Woody. The champion in the division, who else but Connor Hall is the champion. He did just what he needed to do.
Did he even have to start?
I asked that question up here, and they said no, he didn't have.
I didn't think so. I know it was a pretty good lead.
So, in the Virginia Racers, Jacob Derrick got the win, and Cody Bryant by 1 point got the championship. So
I know that was a fun race to watch. I really was hoping for a caution at the end. With like 10, 15 to go, I thought it would really be interesting to see what happened because it was so close. And I was down there real nice to everybody before the race started. I went over to Cody and I was like, Jacob's already putting the pressure on you. I mean, if we finish just like we start, he's won. He's starting on the pole. Statistically, every time he's set on the pole, he's won the race. He's led the whole thing. So you might step up.
Well, he stepped up. He told us in that show last week, if I can see him, I'm going to win it. So he saw him. He kept him in his sights.
From a distance. He was a little ways back.
He didn't have, I'm talking about the position wise.
Oh yeah. For the championship, big picture, he did what he needed to do. I give a shout out to Donovan Edwards. He ran the late model race. Of qualified 10th out of 15 and finished 8th. Had a really good run and spotted. He went to the back before the start of the race and kind of spotted him. And I think if he hadn't have done that, but he was just didn't want to be in the middle of something and something happened and was just trying to take care of the car. I don't know if he'd have went a lap down, but I think he did really well.
He did a great job. I mean, when you think about it, I think he did go down 1 in the race because I think
he did. He went down 1 lap, but it was around lap 50 or so.
Yeah.
But he was digging. I mean, he's coming through the field. Although he said if he just started there where he was, he would just kind of closely end up there. And he wanted to be able to drive through the field, which I think is good experience to learn how to pass cars and those type of things.
In the Legends, Charlie Beals got the win. Tommy Jackson Jr. gets the championship. In the Grand Stocks, Tim Wilson got the win and the championship. And in the Bandos, Brian Runstrom Jr. got the win and the championship. And that's, the way it worked out.
We went in 4th on Saturday.
Yes.
Had a good run.
Where'd you finish in the points?
6th.
6th.
We started in 7th at the beginning of the
Yes.
race, right? Yeah. So moved up 1 spot.
All right, in the other news, Matt Kenseth has joined Legacy Motorsports as their competition advisor. And I don't know what in the world they're doing. They're getting everybody involved over there with them. So,
They haven't been announcing any drivers for next year yet, have they?
yeah, they've already got, gosh knows. I forgot who they said was in the 42 next year. I mean, Jones is back.
Yeah, that's
Jones
right, yeah.
is back.
Eric Jones.
But I forget who the other one is. But anyway, they do have a driver in the 42. I'll look it up in a minute. The trunk or treat here at on the 28th here at Langley Speedway for the Palooza race. Come dressed up. You gonna dress up?
I don't know.
Come dressed up. You can get a prize and everything before the race starts.
What are you going to dress up as, Jack?
I'm not dressing up. If I did, I'd try
When you wear a
princess?
costume 20. Did you? Oh, where's that picture at?
Anyway, you're about done. You're about done. And then, of course, we've already talked about the country music show at SMS. So that's
Carson, the 77.
No, yeah, the Carson Hocevar. Oh, John Hunter Nemechek
is
in the 20.
That's right.
That's right. I forgot about that. Anyway, and Carson Hocevar will be in the 77 next year.
Multi-year
And it'd be interesting.
contract.
Be interesting to find out where Ty Dillon's going to go. He's up in the air, and a lot of people say he's going back to Xfinity with RCR.
That's what I would suspect.
So I don't know. We'll see how that works out.
I'm curious to how Spire is going to do next year. Like, there's a lot of money backing going into Spire.
A whole lot of money coming out of Spire too.
It is. I'm not sure how all the financial stuff is on that deal, but I understand there's a lot of money. They've bought a lot of stuff, and they bought Andretti Racing. They own Andretti Racing too. That group that bought Spire or whatever.
The Gamebridge people bought into that, which is part of Spire.
Right. Yeah. But there's quite a few things. I mean, they're pretty deep into it. So
Bought all of Kyle Busch's stuff.
I'd imagine they paid him a pretty penny for it.
And Kyle's going to drive the truck for him for a couple races next year, so that'd be a pretty big deal there. All right. Well, we were glad we had you on the show tonight. Appreciate you coming by and everything. Appreciate the thing here. Glad you had a good season. Finished 6th in points. We enjoyed having you. So good luck to you next year. So anyway, tell us about this year. What all of you? I mean, you've been doing the carts and the bandos, so that's a pretty big deal. Tell us what all's been going on.
So I raced bandos this year, and this year is supposed to be my last year in champ carts, which it is. And next year I get to race a LO206 road course kart.
Where are you going to be doing that racing at?
Here.
Here? Oh, okay, cool. All right. I thought maybe you might be going back down to Charlotte.
No.
You don't want to go back to Charlotte?
Never been there.
You've never been? I thought you raced at Charlotte one time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right, now, how was your bando season go? Tell us about your bando season.
We had 4th and 5th places, and then we had like an 8th and a 9th.
Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. You know.
So up and down season, we can just tighten the crew chief up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a hard time with your crew chief? I mean, is there a problem there?
Not really.
Not really. Do you ever have to jump on him sometimes and tell him?
Sometimes.
I want to see that. I want to see that. And I bet you could do it too, because well, you come in here tonight. I figure you could do it there too. So,
Gotta get the job done, right?
Mm-hmm.
so which do you like better, the carts or the Bandolero?
I like the Bando because it's smoother, but I also like the road course kart. It's also smooth.
Well, that's a pretty good deal that you might have a chance to run them next year. That'd be really fun for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you tried it this weekend, right? And
Yes.
ran one. So how many laps did they run in the race?
I think they did like 12.
Yeah.
Because we did the Roval
Right, which is
around the big track.
right. So that's got to be a pretty. How many carts do they have in a class?
A lot.
Do they really?
Yes.
Dang.
Well, what was it like getting in there and running with those guys?
I was nervous the first time, then it was fun.
So
A bunch of boys in there that you can beat up on.
Mhm. I was the only girl.
That's all right.
Most of them were all men, like grown
That's
men.
it,
too.
right. Yeah, that's sweet.
Oh, that's
Where'd you finish?
So I finished second to last, but I had a different like restrictor plate in it because I'm supposed to be like junior and they're all senior, and I also wasn't getting full throttle.
And you still beat one car.
Yeah.
Crew chief's gonna have to tighten up.
Who's-
Take the restrictor plate out. It's like, whoops, I forgot to put it in.
Oh, you did pretty good for your first time out there like that. I mean, getting some experience and enjoying that.
In practice, a couple times I missed the cones down there because it's a sharp turn. Because you go from like you turn in where the pit road would be, you turn there, and then go like you're gonna go to the tech shed.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you're running backwards, right?
hmm
Yeah. Now, who helps you on the cart?
Mr. Tony Specchio. He's
Okay.
the one that's giving me the full ride.
Oh, really? Okay. The Specchio family's been around for several years now. So it's pretty neat. Yeah.
so you want to go out there next year and you want to beat some of those guys and
Mhm.
get them taken care of.
Yes.
Oh, I hope you do. I think you can do it. I mean, you got the attitude. So I think you'll be all right. So what was it? I mean, in the Bandos this year, Brian Runstrom pretty much ran up front
Yeah.
every race and everything. What's he going to take to beat him? You going to try to maybe rough him up a little bit or something?
I think this is his last year.
Oh, it is?
I think so.
Oh, okay. So he may be going over to,
I think he's going. No, I think he's going late model limited, ain't he?
I don't know.
I heard somebody was coming out of the Bandos going on the limited. I can't remember who they said now, but I think it's him.
I've heard a couple names going to be moving up this year going into the limits. Is going to be tough next year.
Grier said you forgot to mention their driver that won their first race in the U car. Exactly.
Oh, well, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
What kind of damn host is he?
Well, you kept talking, and this one right here is in trouble. It gets me in trouble. Tyler Borden got the win this past weekend.
His first win.
His first win in the U cars, and also he is the driver of the week.
Oh,
So he got driver of the week too. So that's pretty cool. And Brian Russell said, "Yes, I'm going limited." So
that's what I thought. That's what I thought I heard.
so that's a pretty good deal for. Well, got a couple more years. You gonna try and go on the limited too?
Yes.
You are.
Next year is my last year in Bandos.
Oh, okay. So then you're gonna go. You're gonna.
Yes.
I feel sorry for them guys. I feel sorry for them.
I love you young girls coming in these classes and running and doing well. I mean, I think it inspires the next generation of young women. And who do you look up to so far as a driver? Is it a female, or just another racer? Or
I look up to Haley Deegan because she's a girl, but I also like Brad Keselowski. He's my favorite Cup driver.
Is it?
hmm
Yeah. Brad's a really nice guy, and I like Haley. She's aggressive,
Mhm.
which I like.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd want to be her teammate or not, because I've seen her several times in the K&N cars or the ARCA cars that she roughed her teammate up to win, which is, I mean, that's kind of what you want, like whatever it takes, she's willing to do, which I
think it's going to be great to see her move up to the Xfinity Series this year. And
I'm surprised on the team though.
Well,
I don't know that team that well. I'm assuming it's a forward back team.
It is a forward back team, so it has to be, and I don't think there's that many forward back teams in the Xfinity that I can think
that's
of.
true.
Yeah, I ain't thought about how many it is.
We got Stuart Haas.
Yeah, but that ain't gonna happen. But
and then Penske, I think, has one team, two teams.
What, in Xfinity?
Yeah. Don't they still have an Xfinity program? They don't have an Xfinity program anymore?
So tell us a little bit about the Bando and all the competition in Bando. I mean, it's a bunch of you girls out there just can't get to Brian Runstrom. Have y'all ever thought about teaming up and getting him?
I think we all try to get up there.
I'm talking about getting him. I'm talking about moving him out. But he's gone now. He's going. So
he's a has-been now. They usually just take him and send him to the store or something like that for the race. All the girls like, could you go get this for us?
Well, he's going
to race.
He's going to be limited next year, so we ain't got to. They ain't got to worry about him.
He's a has-been.
You ain't got to worry about it next year. So now next year you got a chance to go out there and get a championship. That'll be fun for you.
Yes.
So, but you need to get your crew chief together and make him start working harder on the cars. Do they make you go out and work on the car too?
Mm-hmm. I'm always out there with him.
Oh, okay. So what do you do with the car? Tell us what all your duties are with the car.
I do anything.
Oh,
she ain't scared of work, Jack.
Well, I'm just trying to, I've seen a lot of them say, I ain't touching that. So you can get out there and help him out and do everything, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's pretty cool.
On my Bando, on my cart.
Now, have you started learning like what things you change on the car and how that affects the car, how it handles? Have you started working and figuring those things out yet?
Not really, because I let him do that, like all the setup and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I've learned how stuff works, so I can explain to him if it's loose, tight, all that stuff.
How good does he listen to you when you tell him stuff?
Good.
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
He listens, but it just ain't working real well, Jack. It's a good thing he don't get offended real easy. Because we do give him a hard time.
He's all the way in the other room. We ain't worried about him right now. You can go and tell us really the whole story. I mean, you come in here talking trash to me. You can go a little bit about him. So I mean, talk about Scott. I don't care. This is your opportunity.
There's nothing really to say.
All right. Well, who all helps you with your bandos and your carts? Tell us a little bit about it.
I want to thank Dylan Spain Motorsports. He sets up my car, and he makes it really fast.
So you're part of Dylan's program too. Well,
Yes.
That's cool. That's cool.
I also want to thank Slinger Speedco, does all my shirts and stickers and hero cards. Jonathan Mullet Racing, Mrs. Margie Riley with Freedom Street Partners, Mr. Jeff Hodges with Proformance Mechanical. He does our air conditioning.
You got air conditioning in that bando?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
In our house.
You got AC in the trailer?
Yes, he did that too.
That's a
Mr.
good
Jeff
sponsor.
Hodges with Seaford's Gallup Company, York County Customs, Mean Dean Automotive, Backyard Motorsports, Mr. Dan Wilbert, FRT Motorsports, Mr. Todd Filer with AMSOIL East Coast Synthetics, JDR Transport, which is my dad, Higgy's House of Power, who is the engine builder for my go-kart, Sea-Tow, Legacy Marine, Birds Towing and Auto Repair, and Mr. Tony Specchio for the cart ride.
Tell something else. Who's the FRT Motorsports?
That's great. That's
That's Grier, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're doing pretty good even with Grier being part of it. That's good. I'm glad of that. I mean,
Grier likes to help everybody, right?
Yes.
He is a nice guy. It's funny. Several years ago, we were on a group text, and I didn't have Grier's phone number. Well, he's commenting on this text. I'm like, "Who's this number?" And he's like, "It's me, BB." And I'm like, who the hell is BB? He's like, Big Black.
Oh, God.
Big Grier. I'm like, oh. What's up, Dwight?
So we're all set up. Are you going to be racing any more this year? Or are you?
We have like one more kart race, I think. One or two more kart races.
No more bandos?
No.
So you're done with the bandos?
So is there going to be the oval track racing? I mean, not the oval track, but the
Roval?
yeah,
Yes.
this year.
I think there's one more for the LO206.
Okay, yeah. Tony had just said something that that you did really good for your first time, and gotta thank Tony for because he's very involved in the kart class and on Sundays Hampton Roads Karting Club, and giving you a ride. And I think he's done it for other people and has quite a few karts and is very involved.
He does.
I gotta think, and that kind of goes back to his dad, right? His dad's kind of got originally one that kind of got involved or started it with them and so forth. And Tony raced wing champs with us for a little bit. So got to thank him for being part of the family, right?
Yes.
Well, we appreciate you being here tonight. Thank you for coming. I've been
Thank
trying to
you.
get you for a while, but now I wish I hadn't.
know.
But anyway,
Well, when you're a big time driver like she is, Jack, you gotta.
well, I mean, I stood down there and talked to her one night down in the infield, and I said, "When are you coming on the show?"
She don't like to talk to strangers, Jack.
Obviously, but she comes up here and talk trash to me. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna let you slide this time. But anyway, next time you come to this show, if there is a next time, if you come to the show, I want you to be on his case, not mine.
I'll try.
All right,
You sound very confident, Jack.
we're gonna let Riley go and I forgot to ask about the field hockey stuff. How's the field hockey going?
Good.
You like field hockey?
Yes.
What do you like about field hockey? My daughter played field hockey, and I ain't never figured out what the heck that sport's all about.
It's a whole lot of running.
I don't like running. I like the
But
game.
you like? Come on, Riley.
Yeah, that's my daughter. She said, I don't like running either. I said, what are you playing the sport for? And then you know what she told me? She says, I'm hoping I'll get hurt so I can walk around here and act like I'm somebody when I'm hurt. That's really, really smart. Really smart thing. Anyway, all right. We appreciate you being here tonight, Riley.
Thank you.
Come see us again.
Thanks for coming.
And make sure your crew chief does some work. And keep up the good work. And maybe, just maybe, I'll pull for you sometime. I'm not sure I'm going to do it all the time now that you've done been on the show and talk trash about me, but that's okay. See, you just sitting there. She's like, I'm gonna fix you before it's over with. That's the look she's got on her face.
Mischievous. But she's gonna go here and she's gonna leave and make a nice post and rat you out on something, Jack.
I won't do that.
Okay. Well, your face looked like you were. Hey, that's what I did. Man, you don't do that.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you being with us. Get the crew chief and tell him it's time to go work.
He's got all year now.
Huh?
He's got all year now. Well, he still got to work on the cart.
Yeah. All right.
Are you the Snap-on man?
Or was a Snap-on man?
You was?
Or was my dad?
Oh,
We got
okay.
a buddy that helps us out.
I got you.
Well, hey. Now you ain't gonna start nothing with me this time, are you?
Not yet.
Okay.
That's right. Lisa Satterley said all the girls need to come and talk trash to Jack. That's a great idea.
Lisa Satterley. What does she got to do with it? See ya.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Okay, let's get in here and talk to Peyton FERREE for a little bit. Tell us a little bit, Peyton, about how you got started in racing. I mean, I've heard your name around for a little while, so tell us
Good or
about
bad?
it. We'll talk about that
Probably a
later.
little bit of each. But when I was 7 years old, I got a dirt bike. Tried that out, and it was absolutely horrible. Went up a tree. It's like, this ain't
It ain't
me.
good.
That ain't good. We had some buddies that ran go-karts at King George Speedway, and we went there, watched a couple times, and decided I wanted to do go-kart racing. And we did the asphalt for a little bit and switched to dirt at Capital City. Liked that a lot more. The dirt was way smoother. And we just got a Bando and an arena car. Raced those for a year or 2 years.
I mean, you ran arena cars?
Yeah.
When did you do that?
I was 9 or 10. I don't know.
Or at Hampton or?
And then Richmond.
Richmond?
Yeah, Richmond.
I don't remember you.
We weren't that good. And then we got a championship in the Bando at Shenandoah, and then moved up to the limited there. And got in a modified at 14.
Aren't you glad you didn't have to race him when you was in car?
He might have been in the kids class.
Yeah, I was in the kid.
Okay, all right. So you probably raced with Minnie Tyrell?
Minnie, Chase Burrows.
Yeah.
What is this?
Till the kids got started.
Well, I'm disappointed. There's no pip strip hat, Peyton. What's that? What's that deal?
Oh, there's a company I found on Instagram, and they sent me some hat and a koozie and some stuff called Pimp Shrimp.
Oh, okay.
It's a little shrimp, sunglasses on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have brung it. Oh, that's funny.
So now you're in the modifieds. Do you really like the modifieds?
I love them. It's definitely a lot more on the driver versus, I guess, a late model limited. It's got a lot more power, tiny little tires. You got to be able to save your tires and manage 50 laps without hitting anyone wheel to wheel, causing big wrecks, which we've done a couple times. Just little slip ups can make a huge difference.
So what is it? I mean, you came to Langley. What is it about Langley that you really like?
I love everything about Langley. The track being more wore out, an older surface is a lot more on the driver, a lot more on conserving your tires for the longer 50 lap, 100 lap races, and just a lot more cars here. A lot better, like 10 cars probably could win that race in the modified. That's true. As long as we can catch Matt Carter.
Yeah. Well, if you get him starting way in the back and just hold him off a little bit, you got a shot.
We were able to get lucky and do that once.
Did you?
Get a win.
So I know we were talking before the cameras came on that you started coming here just before Sean passed away. Sean was so you didn't get to really race with him or kind of you experienced how how well he did here. And I mean, he thought Matt was hard to beat. I mean, he was unbeatable there for a while.
We raced him a good little bit, and it's definitely amazing what he could do, starting back, come all the way through the field.
I mean, I mean, he really could. Which I wonder if anybody will take that the deal for the Shambhalooza race by starting in the back. I forget what was the pay, an extra $1,000.
Oh, it was big bucks last year.
I can't remember
more what they did versus what it was to win the race.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Didn't somebody? 2 people did it last year, didn't they?
I didn't think so.
I mean, I don't think anybody's collected the money, but I think
I don't think anybody did it last year because Matt said his sponsor wouldn't let him do it.
We can qualify on the front row. We're going to do it.
Are you really?
Oh, yeah.
My man.
100 laps, just work your way up easy.
Yeah.
Last 20 laps, go for it.
So have you run all the Palooza races?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely the one race we make sure we get to every year.
Mm.
We love doing it.
If you look back, I mean, you said you raced against him some, and what was it like? I mean, was that somebody you looked up to as far as how he drove a modified and what all he could do with a modified?
Oh yeah, I'd say he was definitely one of the most respected drivers here. Just always clean racing with, and you could go up and ask him anything. He'd help you out if you could.
Did you ever go and ask him any advice?
Yeah, him and Matt Carter actually came to the first couple of practices we did to get us situated, like learn this track a little bit.
Oh, really? Okay.
I talked to Sean and was like, okay, I'm slow right here. What am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
Help us figure out. Turn 2 is one of the hardest ones to figure out when I first came here.
Oh yeah. Oh, people don't. It doesn't. It drives way different than it looks from up here, right?
Oh yeah. He's like, once you figure this out, you'll be good.
Right. All the speed you get is turn 2.
Yeah. It was definitely great having someone that dominant here help us out.
But think about it. We went from Palooza being so dominant here. Then Matt Carter.
Well, Matt was coming on, right? He was getting close,
Yeah.
and then they got some new equipment or some updated stuff or some new things, and I would love to have seen what would have happened, if Sean would have stayed around and Matt would have got the equipment, and seeing how that would, because really the only person that really could compete with Sean was Robbie Babb.
Yeah.
In the 44, and which I thought I seen him in the stands Saturday. I wish he would come back and run, but I think he's got a dirt modified now, but or whatever. I'm not sure what he's doing now, but he was really the only one that really, him and Sean. I mean, and they really didn't like each other too well. I mean, and it was fun because that's where the whole Buttercup came from. I forgot how that Babb called him Buttercup or something other, and then Sean took that and then made some stickers with it and put Buttercups all on his car, which Sean was the king of talking trash. I mean, it'll be funny next week that we're going to have Big Dave on. I won't be here, and Jack and them are going to strictly kind of talk about the Palooza race and some of the stories that we've heard. Where was it? Sean went up north somewhere to a modified race, and he talked more trash way up there. And I think they ended up wrecking them all and coming back. But
oh no, that was in West Virginia when they went up there.
Is it? Yeah. He's taking pictures of all his trophies, how he's gonna go up there and wear them out. And he didn't like confidence. But I guess if you win as many races and stuff and championships as he says, you probably get. I'd be a little big headed too myself.
Yeah, tell me about it. So what is your plan in the future? Or are you looking to like go to a late model down the road, or are you happy where you are and probably stay there? Or are you looking to advance up? Or what do you
come get some pizza there?
Big thing keeping us where we're at is finding sponsors is real hard, and we got a couple. Christian Ellens that's been with us since the beginning, always helped us out in the modified, and real thankful for him. And David Flippo with Snapple, and other than that, me, my dad, and my mom working our butts off to do what we do and do the best we can where we're at.
So your dad keeps your car up for you during the week
and
while you're here working. So
him and we got Nate and BJ, our 2 crew members. They do most of the work during the week, and then on the weekend is when I can get down there if I'm not working. Go down there.
Do you drive up during the week and work on the car at all, or
most of the time I'm getting off at 6, so working 12 hours during the day. It's hard to do 2 hours from here, 2.5 hours from here. So I'll go there on the weekends. I'm going there this weekend to get everything buttoned up for the Palooza.
Did your dad race at all, or was he involved in racing any?
My grandpa was. He never. My dad did one U-car race on dirt, and
where at?
Potomac Speedway.
Okay.
He doesn't want me to talk about how he finished.
So he raced like Jack.
Oh, here we go.
Probably.
What is it with you folks today? I'm gonna start doing more scheduling on this show, making sure things work out better.
Some filtering.
Yeah, I got to do something here. So you don't even know about my racing.
You do good.
He did the answer.
Well, I did good on dirt. When we went asphalt, I did not do well.
Robbie Parker lapped him twice in one lap.
That's a damn lie. That is a damn lie. Robbie Parker didn't even know that didn't happen. He did lap me, but he didn't lap me twice in one lap. I'll give him that. But
my dad, I've told him, I said, switch to CL, you drive the modified. He just loves working on them. I'm so thankful that I get to drive it.
Yeah, he loves to work on it. Yeah. That's a beautiful thing right there. Right?
It's pretty cool that you get to come down here and work, and then they keep the car, keep working on the car. And then if you can't make it up there, then they just bring the car down here for you to race. Yep. You just want them to show up and drive. People.
I do as much as I can, but it's hard being away from it. I miss working on it every night, going in the garage. Definitely miss it.
So what brought you down here to go to work? I mean,
I talked to Mark Wirtz and a couple of other guys about the shipyard. I was wanting to. So I first worked for Willie Mullins all through high school and everything.
I was wondering. I seen the Bugsy's auto repair, so.
And I just wanted to continue welding and see where I could go with it. I heard about the shipyard, so I applied for that and moved down here 2 weeks after I graduated high school for that.
Working for Willie Mullins had to be an experience too.
It was always fun.
I could imagine.
And we all know that Dinah's the one who really runs the place.
Oh, yeah.
So
she's in charge.
Yeah. All the ducks running around.
Yeah, them ducks are great. Did you ever go out to the go-kart track and race out there?
Me and my dad, John.
Your dad race out there too?
Yeah. We all during Corona build a go-kart track. We got out there.
Ah,
It was real rough at first, and we just slowly kept working it better and better. Added banking.
yeah. I mean, I've
was a blast.
heard Willie talk about that go-kart track out there, and I know he wanted me and Scott to come up there.
What was it called? I can't.
White Oak Speedway.
White Oak Speedway.
I was trying to think. I couldn't think of what it was called.
It was about half mile from my house.
But that's, I mean, that was one of them times where everybody showed up out there to race that, then.
Oh, yeah, we had all kinds of people out there.
So did you beat up on David Callahan then?
We all beat up on each other. We get some new bodies on the cart. Finish one night there, they all be destroyed, pieces.
I didn't even try to get Jack in one there.
I mean, yeah,
I mean, if Willie could get on the cart, Jack can get on it.
yeah, I'm not going to. I'm scared. No, I'm not scared, but what I understand, that's some wild stuff goes on up there in that place. I've heard Callahan talk about it. I don't know, I mean, Callahan parlayed that into a Daytona test, so he ain't gave you a Daytona test yet, have he?
Not yet.
So you gonna hit him up for one? I mean,
I don't know.
gonna be hit him up for one? I'll put some pressure on it. But,
You're an ex-employee here.
yeah, you should be. That what's Kayla? Does she still work for him?
As far as I know, yeah.
So I mean,
Now, how did you meet Willie and them from the racetrack?
His parents live right down the street from my family.
Okay.
So we see them with race cars, and I was so young when we first met, so I don't know exactly how it worked, but I started working with him, going to the business shop since I was real young, helping out like in the summertime or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We just got closer and we helped with ARCA cars and their little late model deal they have going on.
Mm-hmm.
We just become real good family friends with the whole Mullins group.
so did you go with him to some of the ARCA races and?
Yeah. When I was working for him, we'd go to Daytona, Talladega, I think Kentucky.
Wow.
It was fun to travel and go all those places. Went to Minnesota with them for the Elko race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, they go there because her family's from up there, right?
Yeah. So seeing all our family out there was cool. Getting to see all the scrap yards and everything was real neat.
Oh, I bet it is
Yeah.
because they're pretty good sized scrap yards, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
And her dad has a scrap yard, right?
Yeah. Well, he's got a
Make
couple.
scrap yards.
Yards. He's got
A lot
yards.
of them, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's pretty cool. Now, tell us a little bit about who all helps you with your car and everything.
Like I said earlier, Chris Snellens and David Flippo of Snap-on. And then this year, we had seen Willie did something different. We tried it, the Amazon wish list. So we had created I don't know how it works, some sort of Amazon list where people can send you stuff.
Oh yeah, I seen you, Donna, posted.
So we did that, put all like the consumable stuff, duct tape, waxes, rags, and everything. So a bunch of people sent stuff in for that. And we got a little like sticker board on the side of the car to put all the names on.
Well, that's cool.
All that little stuff was add up so we could put that little money to add it to make tires or fuel or whatever.
Yeah, every little bit helps. I mean,
Oh yeah,
got
that's a huge difference.
So, how many races have you run in the modified so far? In your career?
How many races?
How many races have you run? I mean,
I don't know.
You run here 2 full seasons, right?
Yeah, we've done.
And
How long did you run up at Dominion?
We ran there, I think, 3 full seasons, I want to say.
Okay. So you got 5 or 6 seasons
Yeah.
under your belt.
We were able to get 2 wins there last year, and then get 1 win here this year. This is our best. This year was our best in Division II national points and track points.
so, where did you finish in the track points?
Second track points.
Second, I thought it was one. So in the Division II,
We're in the top 50.
well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good deal.
And I know, like the last month of the national points, we weren't racing at all. We had a big break.
Mhm.
So I don't know if we could have done any better or not, but sure.
Daryl FERREE, I guess that's your dad.
Yeah.
He said 8th year. This is your 8th.
That's
5th year, excuse me.
5,
5th year.
Jack.
I'm sorry, I was go ahead. 5th year.
So yeah, 3 to Dominion and 2 here.
That's pretty cool. So
You see what I'm working with?
we're trying to hold a professional comedy.
We in the wrong show for that.
So anyway, all right. Well, we appreciate you being with us tonight, man. I know you got a lot going on. Get ready for the Palooza race.
What's your goal for the Palooza race?
obviously the goal is to win, and if we could qualify in the front row, drop to the back and win, that would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah. It would be.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if anybody could do it, that would be an amazing defeat or accomplishment.
Huge.
Yeah.
Well,
Did they do that on the first? I don't think they did it for the first race because it was a few months later.
I don't think they did the first one either. I don't remember.
But I
That.
will say it was fitting for Mark Wirtz to win the first one.
Yeah.
And Mark was on his team when he was a kid and that kind of stuff. And it could have been, a better scenario,
that's
honestly. But it is a big race. Excited. Good luck for the Palooza race, man.
Thank you.
So will you race anything after the Palooza, or you got any other races that you're looking at?
We're talking about possibly doing the Thanksgiving race at Kenley, but I'm not sure yet. It depends on funding and
Depends on
what the car looks like after the Palooza race too.
Mhm. That's true. I know. I seen Brian didn't even run his car, his modified this weekend. He wanted to make sure he didn't have to fix it for
Brad
Brad. Yeah.
Adams. And
Yeah, he's down there in the pits with us during the race Saturday.
Other than something, Brad's a good guy. Although, I mean, seems like he's stopping traffic up everywhere.
Yeah.
all right. Well, we appreciate you being here. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for
And,
having me.
good luck to the
Yeah.
Palooza race, and you go to the back of the field and win the Palooza race. I want you to come on back over here and see us again.
Don't worry, he'll take all the credit if you.
All right. If you come on this show, a lot of times you win races after that.
If you could do that for us, I'll come here every week.
That's right. Look, I've been coming for years. They ain't helped me now.
You got to be a driver, not a wheel holder, a driver. That don't work. All right. Appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot.
Good luck, Peyton. Thanks, bud.
All right. Come on, Alex. You're up next.
Good luck.
Hey.
You want some pizza? But I think we need to offer you no pizza.
Hey, Peyton, you want to take that pizza with you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right, we got Alex FLOROFF here with
What's going on,
us.
guys?
How's everything with you?
It's going good.
So, what's it been like this year in the Enduro division?
It's been interesting. You know, I had a new car this year, so just trying to figure it out. It's been.
Which car did you go to?
It's another new Nissan Altima. It's a
Okay.
newer one, 2009. So it's a coupe. So it's a little stealthier than my old 02 that I had the last 6 years. So that thing got beat up pretty bad. So it was time to part ways with it.
What's it like in that division with them guys in that division? It seems like it's a lot of fun to be in that division.
It is. I mean, we need to get Scott out there. You think he can, come on.
I don't know. I'll just get one of Charlie's cars.
Yeah.
Don't get Scott.
I mean, he's not gonna run my car, but I'll probably wreck it.
Well, the thing about it is, you get Scott out there and you piss him off. He's been known to turn around on the track and meet them head on. So
That's true. We don't want that to happen.
no, we can't. So you don't want to have that kind of a situation. But that's Scott. So.
Yeah. But yeah, it's it's a fun division. I've been doing it for 14 years now.
You've been in Enduro for 14, have you really?
Yeah. I started 2009. It was the V8 cars.
Yeah, that's when is that when he had 120 cars?
No, I think that was
like in the 90s.
yeah, it was in the 90s. I think we had maybe like 15, 20 cars then, but it was my first year. I got it's crazy. I wasn't gonna plan on even doing it, but my brother was like, "Hey, I got this Crown Vic from a taxi." He's like, "You want to plan on running like the Day of Destruction?" And then they're like, "Hey, let's try the weekly series Enduro." And ever since I've been hooked to it.
Is that right?
Yeah. So I mean, I did like a 24-second first lap. It was it was challenging, but you start learning it after years and
You
years.
thought you were going fast. So.
Yeah. You had that
This is
adrenaline like
great.
that. And then you're getting passed by Danny Harrell and Mike Ganot 3 times. Like, oh, you know what? It was fun though. You just keep going at it and seat time and just keep charging it. I had a good time doing it. So and then they went to front wheel drive. I think in 2011. Yeah. So and then I won a championship 2012. So
the front wheel drive was good for you.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, I've never raced. This was my first
So
time.
this is where you started out with that,
Yeah.
so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it, and I don't know how many more years I'm going to do it, but I enjoy going out there.
As long as it's fun. Man.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. As long as it's fun. So, had some good times, met some great people, doing it, so it's been a fun time.
So are you the longest running?
I think so. Yeah.
You and Big Mike, maybe?
Yeah, Big Mike's in there too. I know Richard Quinn was up there for a while, and he stopped out. He come out. He stopped racing, but it's a lot of money. Even these divisions are starting to cost a lot. There isn't really a budget racing anymore, really. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, because now you got to have a full containment seat, right, and a roll cage.
I don't think you have to have a full containment seat.
I mean, well,
maybe a racing seat, but yeah,
a containment seat.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are starting to do roll cages, which is great, and they are obviously pillar bars. I think they're making them make sure of that. But I have a full everything. If I get hurt, my wife's not going to let me race.
I know a friend of mine. He ran Robert Pelican a few times, and Robert got slung out of the seat. He just had the stock seat belt, and this was 4 or 5 years ago, and fell over into the passenger seat, and the car was rolling down the backstretch sideways, and all you can think about somebody T-boning him inside. He's like, man, I'm not getting back in until we put a seat and a roll cage of some sort in there.
I think that's why I won't do the day instruction. I'm like scared to death. I've seen people flip cars, T-boned. Yeah, I just don't. I'm not a fan of that.
Trying to get me and Jack to do the blindfold.
Who's gonna drive?
Well, I mean, there ain't but one driver. I mean, let's be honest.
First of all, they ain't get me in the car with him.
Hey, look, wait a minute. Look, I was on my way to the track this weekend, right? And I'm almost here, and someone calls me and says, "Hey, we're going out on the racetrack to dry it out. You want to ride with me?" I said, "Hell no, I ain't getting in the car with you."
Yeah, he wouldn't even go out there and dry track with me. So
he ain't got enough airbags and everything for me to ride with him.
Oh man, that's funny.
But in the enduro class and the U car class are so close. Yeah. Have you thought about moving up to the U cars?
I really haven't. I mean, to be honest with you, I really enjoy doing enduro. I work mostly weekends. I manage 2 restaurants.
Okay.
So, it's
hard.
Are you
at the beach?
Okay.
At
Virginia Beach. So it's hard for me to get off and, put a lot of time and effort into doing the U cars. I thought about it, but just I don't think I have to be able to do it. And I think I'm kind of happy, doing the enduros.
It's fairly low maintenance, kind of thing.
Yeah, and if I want to come up practice, I can practice. But I've been doing it so long that I feel like the biggest thing is making sure this year I didn't really practice that much because it's hard. But just trying to get here in time to do the practice on Saturdays is tough for me.
You come in late?
Yeah,
because of work.
Yeah. I normally would start last. I've been doing it for a while, but they just changed a new rule that you don't have to be here for the pill draw. So
okay. So somebody just draws for you, kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's good.
Well, I did the drawing up here one time.
Yeah,
I've done the drawing for them. So
yeah,
you don't have to be here. Don't even have to know what's going on. You don't even know till you get
kind of like arena racing. You
–
qualify and then they draw pills and he's like, you start here.
Yeah.
Why are we qualified?
Yeah. Usually I'm heading up here around 8 o'clock and I'll figure out where I'm at. So, but I enjoy it.
So when do you get off of work?
It's like 6 or 7. So
oh, wow.
I'm rushing. So
you probably don't like these earlier races then?
No. Sometimes I'll get off earlier, but it's the later in the season, early season, it's fine with me because we're not as busy. But I don't mind the 5 o'clock. And they actually let us run a little bit, like in third this year, which was awesome. And it's daylight still. It's not midnight.
Yeah. Well, I remember Mike.
You get out of here early.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I remember Big Mike was talking, when he's like, it's kind of sad when you get in the car and you're on the back stretch, you see all the fans after the late model races over, and you're like, man, we're still getting ready to race,
Yeah.
So I imagine it's got to be kind of fun to race when there's more fans and stuff here.
It's awesome. know, and I feel like this division has become more of a racing division than it used to be,
Yes.
you know, and they're pulling the cars, you know, and they're doing, you know, the rolling starts now. So I think that's
Oh yeah, instead of the stop.
yeah.
So who's helped you setup wise with your car? Or are you just kind of winged
It's
it?
my dad, you know,
Oh,
he's
really?
retired and he's always working on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he loves it.
So you got a deal like Peyton.
Yeah, yeah. I work all the time, and you know, when I do have off, I'm definitely over there helping out. You know, whatever we're gonna do. You know, I think one year I think a few years ago, we blew a motor on the first race. I think it's 2020, and it's ruined my whole season. And finally got back out there, you know, mid-season, but it was it's challenging pulling those front wheel drive motors out.
Oh yeah,
So, they're not as easy as those V8s, you know, with the electronics and the computers and all that stuff. So
Well, how hard is it to find parts for those things? You know,
it actually isn't that bad. You know, obviously.
How good friends you are with Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie. He would give away parts, whoever needed them. But you know, he's out in Portsmouth. I'm in Virginia Beach, so I would usually just go to pick and pull. More than likely, it's closer to me. But you know, he always offered, you know, parts anytime. You know, but to go out there, it's a distance for me. You know.
Yeah, but it's been good. I mean, Charlie's been good for the class. He's put up some money that they didn't have before.
Yeah.
And as the class has grown, and gave a lot of parts away.
Yeah, I mean,
he's been willing to help anybody.
I know it's probably his last year. Hopefully, it's not. But you know, he did the Dash for Cash, and you know, it's his own money. You know, and the Rookie of the Year, you think you get $500 for Rookie of the Year. You know, and he also did gave money for the championship. So you know, which is awesome for that division. You know, as a you know. Low division like that to get decent money, because you know,
absolutely, you know,
it's you know, you're basically going through a right front tire every race. You know?
Are you?
Yeah.
So I mean, I gave Charlie a hard time this weekend after his boxing match down here. I said, Charlie, don't change. He gives us something to talk about on Tuesday.
Nah, Charlie's an awesome guy, you know.
Like, man, why you always get so excited, man? I won't try. I was just minding my own business. All right, Charlie, come on down.
I know,
like, but don't change. Don't change.
Yeah.
I love how excited he, you know. Hey, look, you know, obviously there's a line at some point, but we all have to be passionate about what we do, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about him, Robbie Parker's another one. That gets really excited, right? But that's because he's so passionate about what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
And if we didn't have that, it wouldn't be fun, right?
you wouldn't be racing out here.
No, absolutely not.
I know, it's good to see Robbie out there.
Oh, it was, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he had like perma smile on. Like, I ain't never seen somebody so excited after tearing a car up. You know?
I know.
And then tear the championship car up trying to pull it into the
I know, I saw that.
Tear
I was like,
shed.
wow.
break the rear end.
Right off. I don't normally see that.
No, you do not. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, Alex, who all helps you? I mean, other than your dad, you have any sponsors or anything?
Yeah, obviously Chick's Oyster Bar, the Porch on Long Creek, Mid-Atlantic Fire Protection's been with me, I think 7 years now.
Mhm.
So
I was gonna say, just Chick Speaks. They bring you some food, or you
they
bring
gave me
something?
food, they gave me some money. You know, they helped me out a lot. I mean, they're
Where's
right
it?
Chick's Oyster Bar off
Who owns that?
Mike Axe and Corey Basel. It's
The group.
they're
that owns
Virginia Beach guys. They've been doing it for like 30 years.
it? Is that the group that owns a bunch of restaurants?
Nah, they did own like 8 at one point, you know, and then the economy kind of
Right.
ruined
I
all that.
don't know if
So-
that's the same group with Waterman's. And,
Oh, no, that's different.
Hmm.
Different company.
because they have what,
Yeah, with
8,
Chicks,
8.
yeah, Waterman's.
And then they got that big place they just built across the street in Waterman's. And
Yeah.
I mean, probably
The
the used-
Shack.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have
yeah.
the Shack,
I used to work
so-
on the Sun's car. I got a shop down in Virginia Beach.
Yeah, that was by the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I enjoy it. I'm going to come full year next year. I don't know if I'm going to points race or not, but I'm going to be trying to collect some trophies.
Now, you got any kids that are?
Yeah, I got 2 kids, 8 and 6. You know, I started young. But yeah, my oldest, I don't know if he's gonna want to race, but my youngest definitely wants to.
Oh, really?
You know, he's already into the dirt bikes, and you know, I'm trying to get him out here. I know Tony Specchio. I'm good friends with him as well, and I guess he told me about the little. I guess the little tykes or whatever, the little racers they do. And the
Juice box.
Juice box.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to hopefully get him out here
Oh,
one
that'd
day
be fun,
next
yeah.
year. Get him out here, so we'll see what happens. I'm sure he'll enjoy it. He just goes all out.
Well, once they get it,
I know.
you ain't get it out of them.
Look at me. I've been.
It's
I can't
an
stop.
expensive hobby.
You know, I know.
You better
I
with Phil
know.
hockey. Oh.
Well, we appreciate you coming all the way out here and being a part of it with
Thanks,
us,
Jack.
and thank you for
Appreciate
being here. And good luck to you
Yeah, for sure.
for whatever comes up next year.
Yeah. I'm excited. Thanks for inviting me. You know, it's been 14
You're
years.
not gonna come out and do the Day of Destruction
Nah,
next year.
I'm good. I might come up and watch it. I'm gonna take the kids up and watch it, so they'll like it.
Oh yeah, it's got to be hugely entertaining.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
that'll be fun. That'll be fun
Yeah.
to see.
Well, thanks for coming out, man. It was great
Appreciate
to
it, Scott.
meet you, man.
Yeah.
I've heard your name around and
Yeah.
been curious for a while, but I don't think I've ever met you.
For sure. Well, I appreciate it.
That was your luck, not me. So I'll let that go at that.
Thank you, guys.
No,
Thank you.
man.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate everything.
And good luck next year.
Thank you. You too.
And we all know who's going to sponsor the series next year.
I know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
See you, buddy.
All right, let's get John Michael on here. He's ready
What's
to
up,
go.
John? How you doing, man?
How are you guys?
We're doing well.
We're doing great. What are you up to tonight?
I'm actually standing outside enjoying the beautiful North Carolina weather.
Where
It's,
Carolina are you?
we're in outside Charlotte in Concord.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Where our shop is, we're right behind Charlotte Motor Speedway, so we can listen to the Rover race this weekend. And didn't go over there, but can kind of listen to it and actually hear the announcers too if you go up the street a little bit. So we're pretty close. Pretty close.
Yeah, you're real close. You're real close then.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, we're right in the heart of everything down here. So anything we can go get, and usually
Yeah.
everything's within 15
Charlotte's
minutes.
a great place. I love that. I love Charlotte, and I love the area around it. And it's really cool. I mean, if you're in racing, that's the place you got to be.
Well, that's why we got back to it. I told my wife, I'm like, everything we've always wanted is here. Everything's nice and close by, and it's kind of doesn't make sense not to be in racing, right? And if you're living in this area, so and it's with the modifieds, everything really wasn't here not all that long ago, and we've got Buzzies up in Mooresville, and our engines are built in Albemarle, so everything's really, really, really close by. So we're pretty spoiled.
Yeah, it's a good place to be if you're going to race. Now, tell us a little bit. You stayed out of racing for a little while, got back into the modifieds this year. Tell us a little bit what brought you back into the modifieds.
Yeah, so I've got, she just turned 5 on Saturday. So I got a young daughter who about 3 years ago, actually she was born obviously 5 years ago. And in 2018, we raced up in New Hampshire and ended up crashing and hurting my eardrum and stuff. And my wife was down here and watched on TV. And it's kind of why we got out of it. But about 3 years ago, I watched, my daughter's a big fan of Max Verstappen. So we ended up watching some of the Formula One races, and she actually sat and watched the entire race, which I thought was pretty cool for a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
And that kind of piqued my interest again. And we didn't know if she'd be interested in racing or not. And she said she wanted to. So I was like, all right, well, that's a good time for me to go kind of check off a couple more bucket list things and kind of get back into racing. And if she wants to be around racing, then she needs to grow up with it. So kind of a commitment my wife and I made, and it's been fun. So she hasn't been out. She's got a new quarter midget. She hasn't been out in her car yet, but I've definitely been out a few times in mine. Pretty.
Quarter midget at?
So it's up to Salisbury. So
Okay.
I'm standing in front of our shop here. You can kind of see her little pink car back there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I go too far in, we lose service. So I can't really go more than the doors. So, but yeah, she'll race up in Salisbury. She'll be able to race next year, and we'll get her some test time later, probably October, November, and kind of get her out there for the first time. So I'll be pretty psyched with that. It'll be a pretty cool moment.
Now, where did
midgets back in 1994. So that was kind of where we got started. And she's already been up to the little track in Thompson where I started and kind of took a look around. And but it'll be a pretty neat deal.
Now, you said you started way back there, and you drove with super late models, right?
Yeah, so we had I started in quarter midgets. I raced go-karts. We had an all-star race truck. We ran kind of the IMCA type modified at Thompson for a while. I had a Thompson Pro Stock, and then we got into super late model racing with some of Bill Shaw's cars a couple years ago, actually 2014, 2015. Ran those for a little while, and then we moved down here with them, and that's kind of when the Pro All-Star Series South division went away. And there really wasn't a lot of super late model racing other than the Cars Tour, which was kind of dying out at that time when it came to the super late model car counts and stuff like that. So that was kind of the exit point. I sold some cars back to Dale and ended up going up there and running a couple of his cars up at Oxford, and we ran Claremont. We were going to run with the Grant State Pro Stock Series and some Pass North stuff and just fly up there and run it, which was a commitment its own, and it just didn't really pan out for us. So that was kind of the last we did. It was probably 2018.
So what's your plan for next year? You gonna run the whole circuit next year, or what do you plan on doing?
Yeah, so it was pretty neat. So for me, Langley was kind of a neat track to go and start racing the modified at. We've done a bunch of testing. We were going to do some Smart Tour stuff, and they got rained out. And then it just kind of worked out where Langley was a track that I'd done a bunch of laps on in iRacing. Was when they first scanned it, and it was kind of a bucket list for me to always go there. So we made that decision to kind of start there instead of going to Ace on Friday night. We went over to Langley on Saturday night and did that race with you guys. But that was kind of what we planned this year. Just finish out a couple more modified tour races. Just kind of see how the stuff we have stacks up and let our team kind of get back together and get everybody kind of in sequence so that we can actually compete. And then next year our plan is to start New Smyrna, race Richmond, go to New Hampshire, go to back to Langley. I can't wait to go back there with you guys. Thompson's my home track. We'll probably do 12 or 14 of those shows, maybe a little bit less, just depending on what the sequence looks like in terms of the schedule. And then maybe a couple of Smart Tour races as well. Tracks, I want to go back and do that one, but we'll probably kind of follow the Matt Hirschman type schedule and just go chase tracks to run at and tracks that we really like.
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, Langley's one of those tracks that people love to come to and get hooked on.
Yeah, I can't wait to go back. So when we qualified there, we had some issues in the rear end of the car. We ended up getting flagged for being too wide, so we had to make some last minute changes that just threw the balance of the car off a ton. We weren't really able to correct it before qualifying and before the race. We kind of got better in the race, but by the time we get to the end of that deal, I can't wait to go back to Langley. It's kind of the type of track that I like, where you're kind of right on edge and you're sliding around a little bit. And for such a small track, it does carry a ton of speed. And at least in the modifieds, you have to be stupid smooth and kind of keep your stuff underneath you. And that's kind of, as we get back into racing the modified, that's kind of what I've been trying to do, is just stay smooth and really drive with your eyes and don't get ahead of yourself and, kind of keep your cars there for the end.
Now, rest of the season, you got the North-South Shootout next, or is that the next thing you're going to be doing?
Yeah, so we're going to go run Martinsville. So we signed up for that one. We'll go run 100 laps up in Martinsville. We signed up for the North-South Shootout. And then there's not really, we were going to go run Tri-County with the Smart Tour, but I don't want to risk the car that we got. We got one car right now. We're building a second car. I didn't want to risk it before Martinsville because that's another bucket list track for us. So we're kind of focused on that one. We're going to do some testing here in a couple weeks down at Little Rock outside of Rockingham. So we're going to go run with a couple other tour cars down there and just kind of get everything right. We got some really good folks on our team that have a lot of good Cup and Xfinity experience. So testing and kind of getting everything right and just taking it the right way versus just racing every weekend is kind of our approach. And just be right when we get to Martinsville.
So is this your team or is this somebody else's team you're driving for?
No, so I'm a general contractor by trade. So I always wanted to own a modified, and my wife and I kind of made the decision just to kind of get back in full swing, and we're fortunate enough to be able to do it. So we own the car. We've got the shop that we built behind my house, and it's all our stuff. And we've got some volunteers that help us run the team and kind of do their deal. But yeah, we get the benefit to be the driver, the car owner, the sponsor, and kind of. Which nice to be the sponsor. It just kind of is what it is. So it's been fun. Challenge, but it's been fun.
So who's some of the guys you got helping you on your team?
Yeah, so we've got a crew chief, Scott Moran, spent some time with Hendrick. Yeah, we've got the gentleman Mark Connolly, who's spent quite a bit of time over at Hendrick. Actually worked for NASCAR in the early 90s. My dad helps. He doesn't have any NASCAR experience, but he's kind of big into the construction and kind of the trade side of stuff with some large universities and things like that. So he's more corporate, but has a passion for racing, and obviously been running with me for my entire life. My wife helps, kind of I guess more the saving grace and kind of the level-headed side of what I try to do. Right, I'm more passion-driven. She's more level-headed, and then General Stephen Robinson. He's worked over with General Motors. He's here in Concord. Ryan Kane, some new guys they're more on the engineering side for their day-to-day, and it's kind of good exposure for them to get used to modified racing and kind of see the difference between cup cars and modifieds, which there's quite a bit of differences. But yeah, we've got a good group, like really good group.
And you mentioned earlier that you did some iRacing back in the time to get used to some of these places. Do you still do a lot of that, or do you?
So I interned. I'm from Massachusetts originally. I grew up in kind of Thompson, Connecticut, Worcester, Massachusetts, and I actually worked and did an internship when I was in college with iRacing way back in 2007, 2008. So we were kind of liaison for their NASCAR deal. Didn't go down and look at Langley, but spent a lot of time kind of doing the development side of it, and years after getting used to tracks. Did a lot with South Boston. Went down and raced South Boston. Pretty cool deal. They paved the track before we went down there, and then they did the same thing with Ford. Was another track that we did a lot of laps on in iRacing, and then actually tried to run the racetrack, and it was pretty cool to see how close it was. Langley was another one, which was kind of the first time. But to answer your question, I don't do a lot with iRacing anymore. I've got way too many responsibilities. I'd love to sit down and do it, but it's been tough to find time.
Well, that's I've heard so many things of how close the iRacing is to what you experience. Everything is pretty close.
Yeah, certain tracks are. I know when I went to Concord, the only thing that I didn't know from the sim was the kind of the drop on the turn 3 when it said you dropped 3. So that drop was really significant. But South Boston, they did the paving on, and it was really close. But Concord was almost exact. Langley was close. All the visuals were there. I'd say we did a lot with kind of the late models and stuff. I didn't do a lot with the modifieds on iRacing, but overall, Thompson is another one, really close. When we got I do have a setup. It's not a great setup, but broke the wheel. But I do have a VR headset, and they have one of the TFR modifieds that's been scanned. And I ran out there in Thompson and sat in the car with the VR headset, and it was spot on to the cars that we got. We've got the exact same tin on the inside, and all the gauges are the same, and it was a pretty neat deal for trying to get a feel for kind of what the environment's going to look like before you go out on track.
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, I've never had the opportunity to mess with iRacing, so I'd love to try it just to see what it's all about and check it out. That'd be pretty cool.
It's pretty. I've been trying to get some of the guys in our group to let me or try to get me into the GM simulator that they got over here in Concord, but I don't think there's any chance we're getting into that one. The iRacing.
Yeah, that seems to be pretty top secret. I think we had somebody that lived there, and you think we could get a tour? And like, nah.
No, you ain't coming over here, so there's no need for us to ask that question.
Well, when you guys are in Concord,
what?
I mean, I don't. If you guys are down here again in Concord, let me know, and we can try to at least let you have lunch with some of those guys.
Okay, well, cool. Well, I'm going to be coming down sometime in the first part of December. I know you know about the stocks for tots over in Mooresville. We'll be down there for that, and so maybe I can get a chance to run into you while I'm down there.
Yeah, definitely. And we're always open to doing that type of stuff. So I've talked to the folks with NASCAR and their Roots program. And if there's something that we can do to bring a car somewhere to try to make a day for somebody, we definitely want to be able to do it. We were going to go up to Scott Hines, who owns Hines Performance, helps us out a little bit. He had a fundraiser this weekend and a car show up in Troutman, but we're waiting to get some new oil lines made for the car that we just ran off Wilkesboro. So it's pretty nasty, covered in oil. So I don't want to bring it up there, but anything like that, we're open to getting back and helping.
Well, I'll mention it to Eric, the guy who runs the thing, him and Don Miller. I'll mention it to him, maybe let you come out and show your car off while you're there. While we get out. All right, man. Well, we appreciate your time tonight. Thanks a lot for everything. I'm glad I got you on here, and can't wait to see you come back out here to Langley next year.
I can't wait. We got some big expectations. I got some big expectations for Martinsville. I know what we got for a group. I know what we got for equipment. Driver may have a little ways to go, but we've achieved a little bit so far. We're going to go out there and hopefully do a lot better. And Langley is one of those tracks that I can't wait to go back to. Langley and Richmond for next year are two places, and they just happen to be for you guys.
All right. Well, good luck to you, and we'll keep up with you and see how you do at Martinsville, and hopefully we might be at Martinsville. We don't know yet, but that would be cool to be at Martinsville and watch you race up there.
Definitely. Come check us out. We'd love to have you.
All right, John. See you, buddy.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thanks you a lot.
Appreciate it.
Raymond said that Raymond Haynes, iRacing has the contract to make the new NASCAR game. That's probably the best thing you could do.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah,
I hadn't heard that but I mean, I don't know why they ain't done it before now, to be honest, because that NASCAR game is nothing but a arcade game, like playing pole position back in the day. Need something more realistic like the iRacing. I think that would be although probably iRacing probably doesn't want to make it too good like theirs, because then they may not sell
their stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know. Or then we just be like Jacob and we'll get 2 or 3 accounts and
yeah. We'll have a couple of fake accounts. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our show for tonight. I want to thank Riley, Rondo. I wasn't going to thank her too much. Riley, Rondo, Peyton FERREE, and Alex FLOROFF, and John Michael Shennette. Thank you for being with us. Next week, Scott won't be here. We're going to have Adam Welbrock's going to be sitting in for Scott next week, and we're going to talk the Beluso race. Big Dave is going to be here. Going to get him and tell some Sean Beluso stories. And
I'm assuming, I haven't heard, but I'm assuming it's been tradition so far to presenting the new trophy, the Beluso trophy. So I would only assume that that's going to happen next week.
So let's hope it does. And maybe we can get another couple guys who are going to run the Beluso, have them stop in and talk about that too. But anyway, that's the plan for next week. So everybody tune in.
Rodney Davis had a good idea for the Enduros.
Right. The Jack Dodson and Scott Allen Enduros. That's yeah.
You just break out the racing checkbook, Jack. That's all you got to do.
Right. It's that easy. Anyway, all right, everybody. We'll see you next week on the show, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Don't forget our sponsorship thing we got going on. We want everybody to get involved in that and send in their videos and like all the stuff, like all our pages, and we got a lot of stuff, and people, seems like every week we gain another
treat. I mean, another little nugget to make this bigger. This year is going to be kind of a trial run. Next year, it sounds like that we're going to do this again. It's going to be bigger. The way things we're looking so far, I think we can take what we got here and we can add to it. So I'm excited. But we'll be ahead of the game next time instead of starting late in the season. this has been an idea that we've been kicking for a while, and got it kind of sold, and so excited about the drivers, whoever gets it. I mean, excited for them. I mean, I was thinking about how, I mean, I talked to a few people this weekend, and they're interested in it. They're more interested in the custom suit.
That's right.
than they are about the money. So yeah, I mean, a full custom suit. I mean, like, I know, I mean, I was lucky enough to get one, but I know I always wanted one prior to that. It's like full custom suit,
So I mean, it's a big help to somebody that, that needs a little bit of money to get going and don't really want to spend a whole lot of money on a driving suit and now you can get one, just get one. So
for free.
Yeah. And it's
full custom, all your sponsors on it, custom fit to you. $1,500 for we'll figure out a sticker size for your car for miles. I mean, I don't know how, and some free hats, shirts, a couple shirts, some free hats, some graphics by Aaron. Mayhem Management is going to provide some graphics for you if you choose. And then I think that's it. That's it
right now. So, everybody, let's get into it. And November 15th is the cutoff. So please get into it and get with us. All right. We'll see you all next week. Thanks for tuning in.